You've seen it happen, right? In a meeting or really anywhere. Some people start talking and it's almost like nobody notices. And then someone else speaks and the entire room just goes quiet and leans in. So what is their secret? What's the difference? It's a super frustrating question, isn't it? I mean, you could have the best idea in the world, the most critical piece of information. But if people aren't really listening, does it even matter? What is that invisible thing that makes one person's voice land with so much impact, while another's just vanishes into thin air? And that is the fundamental difference. It's not about being the loudest person or even the smartest person in the room. Nope. Real speaking power, the kind that makes people listen, comes from a much deeper place. It's a combination of presence, connection, and, you guessed it, credibility. So where do we even begin this journey? Well, it actually starts before you even think about your audience. It starts with you. Before you can command a room, you have to get a handle on your own internal state. This is the absolute foundation for everything else. See, your audience, whether they know it or not, is always asking one simple question. Why should I care? And a powerful speaker knows the answer isn't just a list of facts. It's about painting a picture of what could be. They frame their ideas as this huge opportunity, something that we can all be a part of. And that's what gets people emotionally hooked. The next piece of the puzzle is calmness. Just think about it for a second. When we're nervous, what do? We rush. We talk faster and faster, almost like we're trying to outrun the fear. But a truly confident speaker, they do the exact opposite. They're totally comfortable with silence. They slow things down, and that just radiates authority and control. And that leads us to one of the most underrated tools a speaker has, the pause. It is not dead air, it's a strategic weapon. That little moment of silence gives your audience a chance to actually process what you just said. It makes your next words feel way more important, and it puts you in the driver's seat of the room's energy. And finally, let's talk about the physical side of things. Before a single word comes out of your mouth, your audience is already sizing you up based on your body language. Standing tall, making a real eye contact, using gestures that have a purpose, all these things scream confidence. If your body is saying, I'm not sure, your words, no matter how good they are going to lose their punch. Okay, so you've worked on your internal presence. You've got that solid foundation. Now what? Well, the next step is to build on it. It's time to reach out and bridge that gap between you and the people who are listening. This part is all about building a genuine connection. You hear this all the time from less experienced speakers. They frame everything from their own point of view. I think we should do this. I want to talk about that. Now, it's not technically wrong, but it creates this invisible wall between the speaker and the audience. It makes it feel like it's just their thing, not something you're in together. Now just listen to the power of one tiny change. Shifting from I to we changes the entire game. It's not my idea anymore, it's our mission. That kind of inclusive language instantly builds trust. It pulls the audience in and makes them feel like they're a part of the story, not just sitting on the sidelines. And to really connect, you've got to do your homework. You have to know who you're talking to. The best speakers, they tailor their message. They've put in the time to figure out what their audience really cares about, what their goals are, what keeps them up at night. When you speak directly to those things, your message becomes impossible to ignore. This brings us to a super important point. Your goal is to be understood, not to sound impressive. So many people make the mistake of using big, complex words because they think it makes them sound smart. But you know what? It just creates confusion. Powerful leaders do the opposite. They simplify. They break down huge ideas into crystal clear points because a clear message is a powerful message. And that leads us to the final, and maybe the most critical test of all. You can have an amazing presence. You can build a fantastic connection. But it all comes crashing down if you don't have this one last thing: credibility. This is it. This is the question that really decides how much influence you have. People are always watching. They're listening. Does the person who talks about discipline actually show up on time? Does the leader preaching about teamwork actually listen to their team? Any little gap between what you say and what you do, that's a crack in your foundation. So what is credibility, really? It's just alignment. It's consistency. It's when people see absolutely no difference between what you say and what you do. Your walk matches your talk. And when you get to that point, your message isn't just heard, it's believed. And a message that people truly believe in, well, that's pretty much unstoppable. All right, let's put all of this together.
Because this isn't just some abstract theory, right? This is a real actionable path that you can start on, like, right now.
It really boils down to a three-stage journey. First, you start inside. You master your internal presence with vision, with calmness, with your body language. Then you reach outward, building an external connection with inclusive words and by truly understanding your audience. And finally, you lock it all in through action, earning that credibility every single day. And please remember this. Nobody is just born a great public speaker. It's a skill. It's something you build, just like a muscle at the gym. Every single time you decide to speak up, you're getting stronger. What feels a little scary or awkward today, I promise, it'll eventually become second nature. So, at the end of the day, it all comes down to this. You have a unique point of view. You have important ideas that need to be heard. Your voice absolutely matters. So the only question left is, how are you going to choose to use it?